everybody. Today we're going to be going through a little bit of stretching and balance together, and we'll focus a little bit on our breath as well. So what we're going to do to start is we're just going to have everybody sit back in the chair so that their back is supported on the backrest and their hips are supported at the base of the chair. You can rest your hands on your legs or let them go along at your side. And then we'll just start to breathe. So you can breathe in through your nose and out through pursed lips. Now what I want us to do while we're breathing is try to make the inhale quiet or as silent as you can. And as we're exhaling, use your pursed lips, so like you're blowing through a straw or blowing bubbles. But once you begin to exhale and feel your shoulders wanting to round on the exhale, stop, take a second or two, and then inhale again. So we'll do this together. We're going to inhale, exhale, and then right here my shoulders want to round, so I'll stop and then breathe in. Good, we're going to get 3 more breaths. Good, once you've got those 3 breaths, we're going to sit up in the chair and go through cat-cow. So hands come to knees. On the inhale, we go into flexion. So we pull the elbows back behind us. Elbows stay tight against the body, as if we're scraping the elbows back behind us, like we're scraping them on the ground. And then we squeeze the shoulder blades and press the chest forwards. And then on the exhale, you round the spine, grab the knees, and drop the chin. It's like you're holding the knees to push your spine back in this C shape, to push the spine against the backrest of the chair. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Get 3 more. Good, we can sit nice and tall. We'll come into our twist now. So we'll take the right hand outside the left leg, left hand beside the left hip. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, we twist. Good, inhale through center. We'll take the left hand outside the right leg, right hand beside the right hip. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, we twist. And then inhale through center. Good. We're going to come to the edge of the chair now and take the right leg out nice and long. And I'll turn my chair so you can see what this looks like. So leg out nice and long, heel on the ground. Hands rest on the left thigh where the bent knee is. Inhale, we sit tall. Exhale, we fold, hinging at the hips. Stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. And what I want you to do is imagine that you're sitting on a swivel chair that can rotate. You're going to pull back on the right hip and press forwards through the left. Now, if that cue doesn't work for you, another way to think of it is imagine you're trying to pull on your right heel and drag it in towards your opposite hip, like you're dragging the heel on the ground. Good. Take a big breath in. Exhale, sit up nice and tall. We're going to grab the right leg, hug the knee into the chest, and sit up tall so we're off the backrest. Then we're going to roll through the right ankle. Change directions on that ankle. Good, relax that leg. We're gonna extend the left leg now, heel on the ground. Hands go to the right thigh where the bent knee is. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, we fold. Good, same thing with this one. Imagine you're pushing back through the left hip and forwards through the right, or like you're trying to drag your heel on the ground and pull it back towards your hip. Stay here for another breath. Inhale, we sit tall, we grab the left leg, hug the knee into the chest and roll the ankle. Good, other direction. And relax there. We're gonna take the right leg now. So left leg goes long, right leg crosses over the left. So you can cross over at the ankle. And if this is all you can do, you're gonna stay here and reach forwards or kind of reach across to get more of a stretch through the right hip. But if you feel good there, you can grab the shin and start to pull that leg up. If you can get it above the knee, maybe you bend the bottom leg and then the top foot gets flexed just so we can protect the knee. And then we sit forwards into this position. Good. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Inhale, unravel. Take the right leg long, left leg crosses over the right. Maybe you slide up towards the knee and maybe you can grab that shin and get it over the knee. Flex the foot on top and sit forwards. Now, if you can't get to this position, you can also, like I said before, be in this position, but rather than having the leg full, you could hold onto the shin and then sit forwards to get a stretch through the hip back here. You can also try to pull that leg up, press down. Remember though that we're never actually pressing on the knee joint. We're always at the muscles surrounding that area. Take 1 more breath here. Inhale, unravel. All right, we're gonna go roll through the shoulders. Change directions. Good, we'll take the arms up overhead. We're gonna grab onto the left wrist and then gently pull over to the right. And then inhale through center, we'll grab the right wrist and gently pull over to the left. Now this isn't just a motion where you're just pulling the wrist, you're also allowing your body to fall to the side. Good, inhale through center, let that go. We'll take the left arm long, pull back on the fingers. 2 breaths here. Good, make a fist. Turn it so that you can see your thumb and the 4 knuckles, and then you pull back on the wrist to stretch the other side. Good, big breath in. Exhale, let that go. Extend the right arm, pull back on the fingers. Good, make a fist, turn the fist towards you, pull back on the wrist. Good, relax that. Arms long, roll through the wrists. Other direction. Good, we're gonna sit back in the chair and do our Viloma breath. So you guys remember this one from class. We take a big breath in and then we exhale a little bit and stop. Exhale a little bit, stop, and then exhale it all out. So it's important that we get those pauses between the exhale so that we can train the strength of the diaphragm as it domes up and down. Okay? So take a natural breath to prepare. And then we'll take a big breath in together. Slow exhale. Hold. Slow exhale. Hold. And then exhale it all out. 2 natural breaths. Good, if you feel good, you can join me for one more, but if you're feeling dizzy, just continue with natural breath. All right, we'll take a big breath in. Exhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Exhale it all out. 2 natural breaths. Good. All right, if you're feeling good, we're gonna stand up, but if you're not feeling good yet, maybe take a few moments. You can come to a recovery position if you need to, and just breathe. Drink some water if it's close by. For the rest of us who might be ready, we're gonna just move down the leg to the calf so we can stretch through the back of the lower leg. So the stretch I'm gonna show you today is using a wall or some kind of table, counter, whatever you have available that has sort of something for you to put your foot on at the bottom. So for this one, you're gonna turn so you're facing whatever device you're going to use, and then you take your toe to the wall or the counter or whatever, and then the heel to the ground. So you've created this kind of angle, this incline, and then once you're there, you're gonna straighten through the leg, press your hips towards the wall in front of you, and stretch through that calf. Good, take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go. So that one might feel really intense, so feel free to come out of it early if you need to, or make some adjustments. We'll do the other side now, toes to the wall, heel to the ground, and then straighten the leg and bring the hips towards the wall. Good, inhale, come off the wall. We're gonna come behind the chair. We'll take the legs nice and wide as they'll go. And then holding the chair in front of us, we push our hips back behind us. So I'll move the chair so you can see what I'm doing, but we push the hips back behind us. And then we're gonna bend through the right leg and shift the weight over to the right, stretching the inner thigh of the left leg. So your hips should be the furthest thing back behind you. If your knees are driving forward or way over the toe, make sure you're pushing your hips back behind you. You shouldn't be up here like this. You should have your hips pushed back. Straighten the right leg, and then we're gonna bend through the left and shift the weight over. Good, inhale, come up tall. We'll take the feet together. And then we're gonna send the right foot forwards into tandem stance. So I'll show it from the side here, tandem stance. We're gonna rock onto the front foot and rock onto the back foot. Good. Now, for those of you who are practicing this without perhaps looking at the screen, which is usually what I recommend, you want to come into a position where you can maybe see your feet in your peripheral vision, or maybe you're looking down towards the floor. But if this feels really easy and you feel like you can just rock forwards and back, you're going to take your gaze up slightly and focus on something in front of you that isn't moving. So there could be like a picture frame or a light switch or something, but focus your eyes on something that isn't moving to help you have that sort of sense of where you are in space. We're going to shift onto the front foot and hold. Pick up the back foot and hold. Send the knee forwards, hold here. Good, and then plant it down. Now we rock forwards with the left foot in front and backwards with the right foot at the back. Good, rocking forwards and back. And then we'll come onto the front foot and hold. Pick up the back foot and hold here. Good, send the knee forwards and hold. And then plant it down. Good, we can come out of that. You can come to the side of your chair and hold it if you need to. Let me grab my timer. We're gonna do a 30-second single leg stance on each leg. All right. So single leg stance, you have the option to come here, you could come here, you could come into tree pose. So pick a variation that works for you, and maybe you're not quite at the point where you can have your foot off the floor. So maybe you come into a position with the toe touching the ground, but most of your weight in the stabilizing leg. All right, so we'll go in 3, 2, 1, we lift that leg and hold. Now for any of my yoga fans in here, I personally like to take hands to chest and press palm into palm to create some pressure through the upper body. This just, for me, feels like I'm able to connect with my core a little bit better. We've got 10 seconds to go. Good, 3, 2, 1, shake it out. And we're going to come onto the other side in 5, 3, 2, 1. We lift and hold. Good. We're almost there. 10 seconds left. You got it. Engage with the core, squeeze the lower body muscles. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're gonna take a couple breaths together to finish here. Now I will finish standing, but if you would like to sit down in your chair and do this seated in the chair, you're welcome to do so. So we'll take the feet about hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Inhale, we reach all the way up overhead. And then exhale, we fold. So if you're standing with me, you're just folding to reach to the floor. Inhale, we roll up slowly and reach overhead. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, roll all the way up, big reach overhead. And on the exhale, give yourself a big hug and a pat on the back. Nice job today. This was a great way to kind of get a day started or finish a day. So feel free to use this video a couple more times if you need to, whether that's same day or a couple days later. Great little way to get a stretch in and some balance. Otherwise, I will see you guys at the next class. Thanks so much, everybody.